Bertie and the Rainbow. A story written and illustrated by Mike Gascoigne. This is the story of a bear called Bertie. Bertie lived in a box. It was a rather strange place to live because it didn't have a door anywhere. Instead, Bertie climbed into his box through the lid, using a long ladder. One morning, Bertie woke up and looked out through the round window. To his surprise, he saw a lovely bright rainbow. Bertie thought for a moment. This beautiful rainbow is just what I need to brighten up my shabby box. It did look rather dull. So, without waiting another second, Bertie clambered down his ladder and strode off to try and catch the rainbow. He climbed over the stile, stopped to say hello to the friendly cows, Daisy and Grace, and headed for the clump of trees behind which the rainbow dipped. But when he got there, the rainbow was nowhere to be seen. Bertie was bamboozled. He turned for home, feeling downhearted. Where had the rainbow disappeared to? Just then, along fluttered Belinda Butterfly. To tell you the truth, she was a bit of a know-it-all. "You are looking very glum today, Bertie," she observed. Bertie explained why he was unhappy. "You silly bear," exclaimed Belinda. "I thought everyone knew you can't find the end of a rainbow." "But," Belinda continued, "I will tell you how you might catch one." I told you she was a bit of a know-it-all. So, Bertie sat down on an old tree stump and listened to what Belinda had to say. She explained that he needed a large balloon and a piece of string. He thanked Belinda and waved her goodbye. Straight away, he started off for the balloon shop. It was not too far away, on the other side of a river. Bertie crossed the river using a little hump-backed bridge. Quite soon, he came to the shop, which was actually in the front room of Mr. Mole's cottage. Inside, Mr. Mole stood behind a heavy wooden counter. The room was filled with balloons of every description. Bertie showed Mr. Mole the size of balloon that was required. And, of course, Mr. Mole had exactly what Bertie was looking for. The bear handed over a shiny silver 10-pence piece. He scampered home, found a length of string, and began blowing up the balloon. To begin with, it was very hard work, but soon it got bigger and bigger and bigger. All of a sudden, whoosh! Bertie was lifted into the sky. Up and up he went, drifting closer and closer to the rainbow, until he was just about ready to catch it when, out of nowhere, a daft bird flew straight into the balloon, bursting it with his beak. Bertie dropped to earth with a bump, landing splash in the middle of a muddy puddle. He was covered from head to paw in mud and had to squelch home to have a bath. Bertie had a long, soothing soak in the bath. All this bother had actually made him more determined to try and catch the rainbow. So, that very next day, he called on his friend Sam the Otter to see if he had any bright ideas. And Sam certainly had. Over a cup of tea, he told Bertie how he might catch the rainbow, using a fishing line attached to a special golden hook. So, once again, Bertie went back to his box, this time to find an old fishing rod. Very carefully, he attached Sam's golden hook to the line. Then he cast the special hook high into the sky. But instead of catching the rainbow, the hook became tangled in the branches of a tree. Bertie tugged and he tugged, and then he tugged a bit harder. Twang! The line snapped and poor Bertie ended up in another muddy puddle. As you can imagine, Bertie was feeling a bit fed up by now. However, on his way home he met Barney the Badger. He was the local artist and was busy putting the finishing touches to his latest masterpiece. "Good gracious," exclaimed Barney, "you do look a sight." As Bertie explained everything, the badger stopped looking and tapped his nose, deep in thought. "Rather than trying to catch the rainbow, why don't you see if it will come to you by painting your box lovely, bright colours?" "Why, Barney, my old friend," beamed the bear, "that is a marvellous idea, and I have lots and lots of pots of paint at home." Bertie thanked Barney for the suggestion and skedaddled back home, whistling a very merry tune as he went. After a quick bath, Bertie was soon sorting out all the paint pots. He had a lot to choose from. He started painting his box using the brightest red that he could find. At the very top of the ladder, he used a beautiful blue. Carefully, around the round window, he painted purple. On the roof, he painted rather wobbly orange and yellow stripes. last of all, in his favourite colour green, he painted the ladder. Bertie was absolutely exhausted. Without stopping to wash, he climbed straight into bed. His head touched the soft pillow and he fell fast asleep. Bertie awoke early and leapt out of bed. He couldn't wait to see the rainbow. But, to his dismay, when he looked out of the window, it was nowhere to be seen. A little tear rolled down Bertie's cheek. After all his hard work, the rainbow had gone. He didn't feel like eating breakfast. So, instead, he took himself off for a walk. But before he even reached the stile, he noticed Barney waving excitedly. He had a big smile on his face. "Your plan hasn't worked," said Bertie, pointing back towards the box. "The rainbow has gone." "But Bertie," smiled the badger, "you don't need the rainbow anymore because your box is no longer shabby." "Why, thank you, Barney, you are so clever." And then, right in the middle of the field, Bertie started a song and dance. It went like this: "Arms out wide, now jump in the air. Cover your ears and shout, Bertie Bear. Yahoo and hooray. Yahoo and hooray, hooray." Then he ran round the bright box 12 times before he finally danced all the way up his green ladder. And do you know, although the rainbow had gone to another sky, it left behind a little reflection of itself in Bertie's round window. Now wasn't that nice?